Spurams. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, and welcome to the Repaint Roundup. So, today is going to be a quick, short video. I've done something like this before, where it was actually more of like my video errata, but I also went over the repaints I had. As you guys know, whenever I have access to multiple repaints of a figure, I prefer to look at them all at once, instead of trying to drag it out and do multiple videos on what is essentially the same figure. So, really quick here, I'm just going to go through and do little side-by-sides, where possible, of figures that I have that are repaints, or, mild remolds in at least one case. But, they're basically still the same figure. So, first figure, actually, this is the only one where I can't show you the original beside him. If I can figure it out, I'll put a card up here. I'm still trying to figure out all this YouTube stuff, I'm sorry. But first figure we're going to look at is actually the, if I remember right, Universe re-release of Constructicon Maximus. And this version straight up made him Devastator. Clearly there's a guy missing, but all these guys are named after the parts of Devastator. This is Devastator. So, other than that, it's exactly the same. I actually did get rid of my Constructicon Maximus. Simply, now that I had this guy, this is, I admit, the one that I wanted more. What's funny is you can see he's still got a rubber band here. Yeah, this guy actually was still in the box when I got him. Here's pictures of the box, because it still exists a little bit. But overall, great paint job on this guy. Love the way it looks. It pops so well. So that's him. He's the only one who doesn't get to do a side-by-side. And now to get rapid fire with the rest of them. So, a while back, I looked at the Spy Changer version of Robots in Disguise Scourge. Here is the Spy Changer Optimus Prime. I'm not going to lie, these two guys really make me wish I knew how to use CAD files and had access to a 3D printer, because I'm pretty sure I could make a tiny version of the trailer for them, like the Laser Optimus and actual Scourge / Black Convoy figures had. But really quick, there you go. There you can see how they stack up. Couple bits of paint are completely the same, which is funny, because I can expect the paint in the same places, but here in the knees and up on the shoulders, it's the same color even. Sadly, the fake wheels here are much more obvious, since they, molded it in blue instead of in black. He does have that little metallic blue on the fender there as well. It's just hard to see, so there's your tiny Optimus to go with Scourge. Then for the one that very few people appear to have actually heard about, even though as cool as he is, the Universe Warpath figure, the Little Legends one, got a repaint in, I believe this was one of the movies, as Spark Smasher or Spark Crusher, something. Weird little homage to an Action Master or something like that, if I remember right. I'll try to throw up some info on what's actually going on here, but basically you just have a little green tank that is the Decepticon version of Warpath here. A little bit of extra paint on the face too. Same head sculpt, but the mouth plate is a different color compared to the rest of the head, which is neat. Fantastic little Legends figure. Major recommendation if you ever come across him. Then for Cybertron scrap metal, we have Cybertron scrap metal. Yeah, this figure actually does come in a total of 3 versions. If you're able to find the Japanese figures, there's also a blue one. Over there, the Japanese Galaxy Force versions are called Ramble instead of scrap metal. As far as I can tell, there's no way to really differentiate between the American release or the Japanese release of these guys. They were just the same. The only way to know is when you have a blue one So I'm going to tell myself that this is a Japanese one just because I can. Also because his listing did actually say Galaxy Force on it, so there's that. And yeah, when you're transforming this guy, you can spin this upper shoulder part either direction, so that's why their little booms are on opposite sides. Same with the pauldrons or pauldrons, whatever they're called. So there's that. And next we have the Bumblebee to go with Cliffjumper. I know in a recent video, I believe it was my Salty Boy video on Buzzworthy Bumblebee, the pseudo core class guy, I said, you know, basically I told you, instead of getting that, get the Bumblebee version of this. There you go. I took my own advice even, so I was not lying when I said that. I did get this guy loose, so I don't have his gun. He had the same gun that this guy had, as well as the Legend Optimus Prime. And then he came with a little helicopter minicon weapon guy. All I care about is having the little Bumblebee. This is a really, really nice little Bumblebee. Still one of my favorite Legends molds. Just turn him around here so you can see some of the paint details that would go onto the car mode. Pretty minimal paint, but still really, really great figure. Looks fantastic alongside Cliffjumper. It makes a big difference in how the figure feels, just depending on like which parts they chose to pick out in paint and which ones they didn't. They're completely the same, you know, mold-wise, but they do end up having their own like really distinct personalities. So again, great figures. There's a reason I have two versions of every figure I'm looking at today. They're all good. And now for frankly the coolest part of this entire video, last figures here, we have Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime, who I've already reviewed, and we have Ultra Magnus. This thing is so incredible. There's actually more to go over than you'd expect. Really quick here, do a little side-by-side of the faces. My face does unfortunately have a little paint chip there beside the nose, but you know, you can see completely new head sculpt, as well as you'll notice that he has a sword instead of a gun. Well, what's really cool is this sword is actually built around the same little gun that Optimus has. So if I just go ahead, pop these parts off, there you go. You can give him the gun, and if I can remember how to put it together, I think it's like this. You can give him a slightly smaller standalone sword, which is really cool, but obviously coolest way to do it is get everything wedged here on the blaster. Yes, I do try to say blaster instead of gun because you'd be shocked how easily set off YouTube's automatic filters are at times. I am missing my slot here. There we go, I think. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I admit I am even cheating right now and looking up over the camera like I don't normally do, trying to remember how to do this. Okay. Okay, I'm apparently too stupid to remember how to do this, but yeah, I'll put it back together later. Really quick, bring in Magnus here. You can see lots of great paint detail. Let me try to adjust the light a little bit so he doesn't go in the shadow when I try to do a close-up. Yeah, really, really good face sculpt. Lots of detail all over him. Quite a bit more paint apps than Optimus had, actually. Exact same alt mode, but it has a really different feel to it in this, you know, red, white, and blue color scheme going on. Like, I recommend any of these figures that I'm showing here, either version, but this one in particular is just such... This thing is such a win. It's so cool. I know I'm not bright enough to remember how to put the sword together in the, you know, the big mode, but either way, great figure, massively recommended. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching this weird little rambly thing. Yeah, this is something that here and there will happen because, again, I don't like to do reviews on figures I've effectively already reviewed, and I figured this is more of a happy medium. Anyway, enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'll see you next time. Also, just to get my little bit of redemption here, I did remember the sword once I was not behind the camera. It's a little hard to see because of just how much molded detail there is in here, but there is a little tab right here and a notch right there. That notch is going to go into one of these, while this is actually going right here into the side of the blaster. And it throws you because it's a harsher push than you expect. Also, yeah, pardon me. This piece goes in front of it. That's what my problem was earlier. And then the handle just clips on over the gun handle. It's funny, you would think it would slide over the top, but it doesn't because this piece does stick out, so you actually clip it in from the side. So there you go. This piece, much easier, just long tabs in right there. So there you go. I properly covered the sword.